Good afternoon, everybody. It's Nikki Batgirl D'Angelo here for Star Citizen Addicts Anonymous. Now, I'm going to combine one of my Let's Pew Pew videos with my Hangar Flair Contest special report. The reasoning for doing so is I'm going to make you work for getting the free Hangar Flare I'm giving out. No, that's not actually it. I want to take the opportunity to talk to you a little bit about what I've been doing, where I want to bring the channel now that we're almost at 1,000 subscribers, and I know that from there it's going to grow even more, and why I have not been doing many videos of Star Citizen's Arena Commander. Okay, so let's start off with the Hangar Flare contest and talk about that a little bit. I'm going to continue doing those every week. I get enough donations and I get enough people giving up their secondary pieces of Hangar Flare where I can give 1 or 2 pieces a week, and it's kind of a thank you and to generate a little bit of fun and excitement around the channel. But some of you, like GoTrek75 I think it is, win and then disappear. That's kind of, weird because you entered the contest. So if you're GoTrek75 and you're listening to this, please send me an email at theaddictedgamer@gmail.com so I can give you your Hangar Flare. So Hangar Flare contests every week, and they'll be incorporated into a video like this where I just talk about the channel. And this will be the Hangar Flare contest from now on. So what's going on with the channel is this. Star Citizen AA is the subdomain, but the channel is really about my gameplay. So there is going to be many different videos each week, and of course those of you that are here for Star Citizen, this is going to be my main focus. I promise you. Most of my attention will be spent on Star Citizen. But I will continue to put up videos about Elite Dangerous, about World of Tanks, and Kerbal Space Program, and any other game that actually tickles my fancy in the future. So what you can expect is that there'll be at least one weekly video of World of Tanks where I pick a couple of my matches that I think were pretty fun, and just to debrief myself. Most likely one Elite Dangerous video a week and probably one Kerbal Space Program. So if you're here just for Star Citizen, fear not, just make sure you look at the Star Citizen AA and Star Citizen Special Report playlist, and those are going to be the ones that you are going to get all this wonderful Star Citizen information about. So if you do see me putting up videos about other games, do not get upset. I am 100% dedicated to this game. And of course, those of you that know me better understand that this is the game I've been waiting for all my life. Which leads to this. Why have I not been doing videos about Star Citizen? That's kind of a difficult explanation there. I love the game, or the promise of the game, but Arena Commander was never the reason I was here. It's not that I don't like player versus player. I do. I just don't like it during the alpha, unbalanced, and problematic stages. There are some things that are going on in Arena Commander currently that are going to be fixed in the near future, which will probably lead to new problems, right? Because whenever you have an alpha, you fix one thing, you break something else, or you introduce a new bug in another piece of the program. Too many times I've crashed in this game, too many times I've had an issue where I was perfectly doing fine, firing at a guy, and all of a sudden he's somewhere else. And I'm not talking about the rubber banding effect that we had before, I'm talking about he's behind me all of a sudden. And it's like both of us are sitting there going like, what just happened? Yeah, we've had rubber banding where, you've had the jerking and kind of low frame rates that are going on. But this is where just one particular person is moved, that we were both getting hits on each other, and then all of a sudden in a different direction. The crashes are things that are bugging me the most. The graphic glitches where when you come back after a battle and you're just sitting there, well, where you come back after being shot down and you get in your ship and you're just sitting in this empty shell of a craft. I'm not ripping Star Citizen apart at this point. It's just been very difficult on my rig to play this without many major bugs. Have I reported them? I've gone into the forums and every single one of my bugs was reported in almost exactly the same manner. I'm not running a low-end rig either. I have a 9370, I think. I don't have the most powerful AMD processor. I have the second most powerful. I have a really strong cooler on it, the HF85 I think it is. And I have a bunch of fans inside of it. I have a couple of different programs that are looking at the heat, and there's no heat buildup inside. I'm not using a non-standard graphic card. I am using an NVIDIA GTX 760 with 4 gigs of RAM on it, made by EVGA. It's an amazing card. And I've got 16 gigs of HyperX RAM, the high-end gaming RAM, inside of it. So there's not really that much that's different than many people's systems. And I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, you're using AMD, that's why. I don't think so. I don't see the problems in any other game I play, and I play a lot of high-end games. My son sits in here and plays Battlefield all day when he's over. Back from school, I should say. No, when he's over. When he's in my room taking my game system away from me. I don't see problems in any other game. None of them. Not Elite Dangerous. Not Civilization 5, which if you want to know of a computer program or game that destroys the CPU power, that game totally destroys it. Not in Kerbal Space Program, which is also in a beta stage, but just in this system, just in this program. So the reason I'm not doing the videos is twofold. One is, it's kind of frustrating for me. I'll play and I'll get in here and I'll start to learn. But to try to get content when you might be crashing a lot in an evening or having a couple of those, I'll call them, I don't want to call it rubber banding, I want to call it morphing bugs. It's just too difficult. And the second piece is, I'm getting a lot of people to watch my videos now, right? And they've featured me on the front page of CIG's fan focus page, right? And I don't want people to think that this is what the game is. It's not. This is not what the finished game is going to be. This is an alpha game, and there's going to be a lot of issues with it. And our job right now is to test it, right? It's to find the bugs. It's to dissect them and help CIG correct them, so when the game does go live, both Star Citizen's Player Universe and, of course, Squadron 42, it is bug-free. But it's not right now, right? This is my fault. This is not a bug. This is just me being a bad pilot. So I am giving you this video today not to prove that there's problems wrong with it, not to show you how absolutely horrible I am at dogfighting, but because I haven't given you any kind of content in quite a while. And I'm not a streamer. I'm more of a Let's Play person that puts them on YouTube. And the biggest reasons there are, I am boring when I'm trying to play and talk at the same time. I'm good at post-commentary. Oh, eject, eject, eject. But I'm not very good at trying to keep my thoughts together and fly at the same time. I'm a firm believer that Tom Cruise was correct in Top Gun. If you think, you die. So I don't want to be thinking about other things when I'm dogfighting. Here I am with my wonderful 0 kills, I think it was, maybe 1. But I did capture the... No, I didn't capture. I got shot. Well, you'll know what I mean when you watch these videos. So where do I think the game is headed? Well, I am very impressed so far with this part of the game, which is called Capture the Core. Capture the Core is probably one of the... It's the most fun I've been having in the game so far. It is so incredibly awesome, and I love it. It's kind of like Hutball inside of Star Wars Galaxies, which I have to say is the only shining light in that game. Well, not really, because I do play it, so we'll just say that's another one of my guilty pleasures. But it is one of the big shining stars in that game. I love that version of PvP. It's just amazing. And this, I think, is going to be wonderful. So what do I think is going to be where I spend most of my time when the game comes out? Well, I'm going to be an explorer. So if you've been listening to my reviews of different ships, I just can't wait for exploration, to get out there and to explore the worlds that CIG is going to put into this game for us. I really can't. And that's why I have a Aurora LX, which is an exploration vessel. a Origin Jumpworks 315P, another exploration vessel, right? I don't have the Freelancer Dur, but I think I will have it. And I have the Aquila and the Phoenix versions of the awesome Constellation. And those are both, I don't care what anyone says about the Phoenix. It's a fighter, but it's probably a really high-end luxury exploration transport, or at least it will be for me when I deck it out. And of course the Carrack will be mine too. So I see that. I also see a little bit of bounty hunting. I want to get into space combat, and I think I'm going to be doing that in my Avenger and my Hornet. So that's going to be what I'm going to be doing in the game. But more so, I think based on this, on how fun this game is, my time in Arena Commander and then in the player universe that I'm going to have the most fun with, I'm hoping, I'm praying, is going to be racing. I cannot wait to see the racing element implemented in this game. I can't wait to see the ships, both the Origin M50 and my recently acknowledged mistake of saying that the 350R wasn't going to be any good. Oh, I can't wait to see that baby either. And I'm sure there's going to be other racing variants like the ugly AMD paint schemed Mustang, but I'm hoping the Mustang, I've always wanted to see a Mustang racing variant. And of course, I showed you in my last episode, actually not my last episode, but one of my episodes, how even in the Hornet brochure, they talk about having an engine that you could buy aftermarket to deck the Hornet out for racing. And of course that's probably the Hornet C, not the CM, because the extra weight and size of the F7CM Super Hornet will probably preclude it from being an amazing racer, but I could see the Hornet being an amazing racer. I can't wait for racing. That's something I really, 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 really want to do. And I guess when I'm playing Arena Commander, I'll spend a lot of time here and capture the core. This is just going to be a good, if not good, amazing piece of the game. I can't wait for everything to be balanced and fixed and corrected and tweaked and, you know, put aside so we could actually start having fun with this game. Alright, so what else am I going to talk about here? Well, I want to talk a little bit about what's going on next week. Well, this week at this point. So you've got two events that are going on at CIG, right? They're at PAX and they're going to be at Dragon Con. I'm going to be at Dragon Con and hopefully doing some work with Ben, David Ladyman, David Haddock, and Alex, who is the one of the producers of the show. So I will be hanging out with them at their different, I guess they call them seminars or they panels. Definitely David's, because David, well, David and David, right? I love the fiction part of the game, which is why I started doing UEE SitRep, which will be back this week. Last week everything got precluded because of the Phoenix, Aquila, Taurus, and Andromeda reviews I did. I tried to put one out a day, and that really took a lot out of every other piece of the pie I was doing. I was kind of thankful that Michael Moreland was away, so I didn't have to put together the 2-minute piece for him. So this week I'll be getting a couple of things done, but mostly Thursday, Friday, Saturday I'm going to be at Dragon Con. I won't be going on Sunday because I've got my kids and I want to spend some time with them, and I need to rest after spending that much time. This girl is old, 49 years old, people. I don't want to have to, well, no, the real truth of it is I want to spend that time with my children. There will be a meetup at Gigabytes Cafe in Marietta. I'll put a link to the meetup information that we have over on CIG's website in this video. And that is kind of a bring your own place, but it's where you could do tabletop gaming, Magic the Gathering. It's going to be pretty good. From what I hear, the people that are putting this together, the last time maybe 10 or 12 people in the forum said they were going to be there, and it turned out there were over 70 people. I've already told David Haddock, or maybe, yeah, it's David Haddock and Ben are coming in on Thursday. I've already told them about it, and they said they'd be there, and hopefully I'll be grabbing them from their hotel and bringing them to that event. So what do we have to look forward to? CitizenCon, of course, right? Isn't that what every one of us is waiting for? I know that I am, but there's also other things, if we look back to last year, that may be happening again. Remember November? That long week sale that turned into almost 2 weeks? Where most of us looked at it and said, why are they doing this so close to the Christmas season? We're wasting all our money on ships? Well, that's going to come back again. I could almost guarantee it. And while last year's focus was on the limited variants and different ships that were going to be offered for the last time in LTI, I think this year it's going to be focused on the ships that were announced last year. The Carrack, the Surveyor, the Orion, the 890 Jump, the Misk Hull-C, the Drake Herald, and also, what's that last ship? Oh, the Banu Merchantman. I think each and every one of those will make they'll make an appearance in a week-long sale. And there'll be other ships too, things that they will be announcing. Coming up this week or next week, another one of their commercials. This one looks like it's probably going to be on the Mustang or possibly the M50, and I don't know why that would be. So one of those two is going to have a commercial soon. You could look at Sandy's Facebook for that. There's one last thing before I select this week's winners for the Hangar Flair contest and talk about what I'll be doing for next week. I'm beginning a new project, and I think that I'm going to be able to get this done. It's going to be a much more creative and thought-out project, more so than these Let's Play videos or, well, it's probably going to be much more in tune with the UEE sitrep type of stuff where it will be scripted, but much higher quality. And this project is going to be, well, let's talk about how I got to the idea for this project. In the last letter from the chairman, where we hit the most recent stretch goal, Chris was talking about how they are going to remove the counter of dollars that they've raised from the main page and start tweaking it for new users, which I totally agree with. And his thought process was he had so many questions from people about how to get into the game and does it really cost that much? And you know, we all get those questions, right? Why would I want to play a game that costs thousands of dollars to play? Well, it doesn't. And people don't realize that anymore because this funding campaign is going on forever, right? It's something that's perpetual at this point. Well, I'm looking at it from the point of view of people I've talked to about the game and looked at me and said, you're crazy. I'm not sitting in there and buying ships for hundreds of US dollars. And I agree with them. Those of us that have backed the game have backed the game. We have not purchased ships. We have gotten them as gifts from CIG for our backing. At least that was what it was in the beginning. I feel that now there really is this monetary value for ships, and I think it's going to be the limited ships from now on. All the other ships, as soon as the game goes live, are going to be in-game. Oh, look at this graphic glitch on the guy's hands. He's like flying with his wrists like it's some kind of a, some kind of a trick he's doing. Alright, so I got off on a tangent there. My project is going to be quite simple. It's going to be to give a history of Chris Roberts and the games he's given us. Talk about why people are so into this genre. Show some of those old games. And then talk about Star Citizen, what's it about, how to get into it, and how the investment is really only $45 currently to be able to start playing the game. And that's all you'd ever have to spend in real cash, unless you want to buy mission packs that will be available for Squadron 42 later on. I want to get that out and make it one of my channel trailers I get, so when people are watching it, they don't think that everybody has to spend $400 or $1,000, $1,100, whatever the address was on a ship. That you could actually just buy the lowest end ship, and when the player universe is out, you could actually make the money in-game and buy every one of the ships that we're able to buy now. And, well, pretty much have them forever. Oh boy, that's a lot of talking, right? So right now, I'm going to go and record the piece, and then I'm going to overlay it on here where somebody wins the 2 Hangar Flare items, and then we'll talk about the Hangar Flare for next week. Alright, here we are on the website that I've been using for picking every one of our winners, and we have all the names entered in here right now. The winner will be winning 2 items this time, the MISC Freelancer MIS, and also the jukebox. So let's see who our winner is. And we don't have a drum roll. The winner is APCR1. Congratulations. Please send an email to theaddictedgamer@gmail.com with the email address that you want me to send your Hangar Flare items to. Thanks a lot, congratulations, and be sure to play again next week. And now on to the last two items. What's going to be the Hangar Flare contest next week? For those of you that either got a Constellation Phoenix or were unable to get a Constellation Phoenix and just absolutely have to have something in a display case, there's a new display case in model for the subscribers. This one is the Constellation Phoenix. There's 2 empty spots inside there, so there'll be other models in the future. One for the Aurora LN and one for the RSI Orion mining barge. So you can win the display case and model just by typing in the comments section below, I would like to take part in next week's contest. Alright, that's the first piece. The second piece is we're at almost 955 subscribers, which means we have a little bit over 45, that would be 46, because we're actually at 954 to go before I give away the Super Hornet. Help me, everybody. Do a really good job at putting out every one of my videos in your shares this week. Get your friends and family to subscribe if you can. No, I don't want that. I just want the subscribers that are going to love to watch my content and hear about Star Citizen and the other games I talk about. So in actuality, just keep doing what you've been doing. Thank you all. You're all very amazing. And I can't wait until I'm sitting here doing one of these videos and giving away that Super Hornet and then talking about what's next. Thank you all for listening, watching, subscribing, commenting, and liking. I really appreciate it. Y'all be safe out there, and I'll talk to you soon.